Welcome back, OGs, and hello, newcomers. In today's video, we are doing a Mermaid's Mail. That is the name of this series. I'm going to be making multiple episodes as I collect seashells and things mermaid and just anything for my aesthetic, for my cabinet of curiosities, or this like shell mermaid core shelves that I have going on. So I am collecting seashells of all types, and I'm getting them sent to me from different states, different countries, the Philippines. I'm asking some people who have went to Japan for Japanese shells that are native to Japan only. So I'm trying here and there, winning auctions on eBay and stuff like that. So I'm just going to be sharing everything I can with you guys through this little series of Mermaid Mail, even though it's kind of like a haul as well. So I hope you guys really enjoy this, and we are going to get to unpacking the shells. And I won't know all of the shells by heart, but I can do my best to tell you guys what I have in my collection so far. I do have books on the shells. I'm trying to do as much research as I can on shells and aquatic life and stuff like that. So when I opened this box, I swear there was like some sand or like calcium that got all over the desk. That's the thing with these starfish, is they are like very fragile. This is a sea biscuit. I love how thick it is and weighted it is. I don't know what happened to this sea biscuit, but when you shake it, there's like a noise on the inside, and it looks like there was some hot glue on the bottom. So I don't know if someone took this sea biscuit off of a craft that they did, but it had hot glue on it, and I tried to get the little thing out with pliers and very serious like pointy pliers, but it just wasn't coming out. I don't know if one of the inner chambers like cracked and it's just forever stuck inside. But yeah, with all of the like starfish or sand dollars kind of things that I'm collecting, I am putting like a light coat over it of like some kind of paint or like a glitter and stuff like that, kind of protect it, because the starfish and like the sand dollars are very fragile, so they will fall apart. That's why I'm kind of repairing them this way. Oh, and I wanted to share this Ocean to Stars coloring book with you guys. I kind of took apart some of the pages, and I'm using the seashells for like decor background on my um shelves and stuff like that. I'm just going to refer to them as the shelves. But yeah, this is a really pretty coloring book. If you're good at coloring, I'm not so good at it, but I try my best. I'm going to be coloring the Scorpio mermaid pretty soon here. I'm excited for that. And I am a Taurus. If you guys want to share with me in the comments what your astrology sign is, that'd be really cool. All right, back to the sea biscuit. So, yep, I'm going to show you guys. I think it's like an acrylic. It's like a very pearlescent white that this one's going to be painted. And then we are on to our other shell that we got in the mail. This is a Venus comb, and it's actually kind of small. I wasn't expecting it to be this small, but I don't know if this is kind of normal. As shells, as the animals that live inside them get older, they do get bigger, and they really like blow up after they've been like 3 or 4 years old. So some of them just don't make it that far, and the harder, thicker the shell is, the older the sea creature was living inside of it. And I checked this website out. They have some cool things. Not a lot for my personal collection, but I think they had like a dried pufferfish, like a taxidermy pufferfish. I think that was the most interesting thing they had on their site besides this Venus comb. And I think the dried like pufferfish goes for like $30-40. So we'll see if I ever buy anything else from this site. I just really wanted one of these in my collection, and I'm touching it right now. It is actually really pointy and really sharp, so you can hurt yourself handling one of these, so definitely be careful. and I do not need to bleach or clean this one or polish it. It actually looks really clean. So that's what I do with my seashells too, is sometimes I'll bleach them and clean them and use some dish soap on them, because I don't want to use like I think it's called like muric acid to get the shells like more colorful. It does damage the shell, so I'd rather use like diluted bleach. And this one, I was at an antique store looking around for any kind of shells that I could. Sorry about the camera. Any shells that I could see if someone like let go of their collection. And I was so lucky. I came across a Florida Queen conch, and this one was definitely a want. Like, I wanted it on my list, part of my bucket list. I didn't think I was ever gonna get one of these. Even though other people have promised them to me, they still haven't like delivered. So I, took it upon myself once I saw this at the antique store and it was 25 bucks. I was like, that's going to be a steal. That's going to be a good deal. And it doesn't have too much damage on it. Some of the spiky parts of the cone look like they've been nicked off, but other than that, there's like no major holes in it. There was one that was like even bigger than this one. This one's already kind of sizable. There was one that was even bigger than this, and it went for like $38, and it just had huge holes in it, and like the top part was like all cracked, and it was just in horrible shape. I was like, I wouldn't even want that in my collection. I would give you no money for it. It was so damaged. So I was so lucky that this one was just a little bit dirty. So I bleached it for a little bit, like maybe an hour, and then I washed it with some dish soap, let it dry for a day, and it's already like so silky smooth. Like, you can already see how shiny it is and everything. But I'm going to use some mineral oil to kind of like buff it out and like make it even more shiny. So I know you can't really see a difference here in the shell, but definitely towards the top of the shell where it was more white and calcified, the mineral oil definitely made it more shiny and brought out some of the top spiral color and shininess. So I am super happy with this shell, and I got a great deal on it. You can see my hands greasy. I've been trying to buff it out with that little cloth. And so I went to the mall, and this is like a time lapse over, so many weeks and stuff like that, ordering this and going places. So it's like been like a week or so of waiting for shells and everything and just going to stores. And so this boa, she's actually been out for a while. She's a pirate, and she's like very pirate themed with her hat and her belt and her boots. I would have liked to see like a gun on her holster. Feel like that would have been very fitting for her, or like a sword. That would have been super cute, but they just didn't add that. But they really talk about their paint jobs on this. If you guys want to pause it, they're super proud of like how they painted it and the quality of their paint job and everything. That's basically what it says on the box. And she's not a new figure. This figure has been on my bucket list for like, it feels like 5 years, and she could be even older of a design. Like, I don't truly know when this figure first released or was on pre-order or anything like that. It could have been like, several plus years, but I know that I had it saved on Pinterest. That's how I even found out about it. And I've had that saved on my Pinterest for like forever. And I've had a few mall trips, and I'm just like, no, I'm not going to buy it today. And then this last mall trip, I was like, okay, I've waited like clearly 5 years to get this figure. So like, I'm going to get it today because it needs to be on the seashell shelf, my cabinet of curiosities. It needs to be there. I do like the figure a lot. I just feel like the only critique I would have about it is, I don't like that the boots, the tips of it are silver. I feel like they should have like left all her jewelry like mainly gold. They did add some like silver elements, but I just think with the boots color, I think gold or like copper would have been a better choice. It looks very steel toe though, but maybe that's what the, artist was going for, was maybe he wanted it to be more of a steel toe thing. I just feel like it would have been better in gold. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think too. But other than that, I love her pose. I love the quality. It's a great quality for the price. and everything. Also the stand is kind of sad. Like the back of her boot, I know you guys can't really see it, but she's like hovering. She's like floating. I wish that the stand of the little treasures, the little treasure mount that she's stepping on, I wish that like it extended over to the other foot. I know maybe her pose suggests that it doesn't, but like I would have liked a full on like base so that she's not hovering around. I had to use some Gorilla putty to make sure she was gonna not fall over on my shelf. But other than that, I'm super happy with her. This is the one I had to wait. I don't know, it felt like 2 weeks for, but it did come from the Philippines. It's a super special shell. They're known as like harp shells, I'm pretty sure. And like there's all these squiggles and wiggles and all these little different colors that they come in. They can come in like a brown and orangish, which I kind of got like a brown orange. They also come in like a brown pink and stuff. I'm not so sure if they come in brown white, but I've seen the other colors. And each color, like, I think gets a different name in my book. And then they said free. They gave me a little freebie, but I don't know what shell this is. I keep trying to figure it out. And anytime I come close, I'm like, that's not the right, name for it. I just don't know what it is. So if you guys have seen that little tiny shell before and you know what it is, it might be like a snail shell, like a tiny little snail. I don't know. If you guys know what it is, definitely leave me the name in the comments. So here's all of my like shells, like they're kind of like in the same family over here on this wood part. And then I have my little pearls that light up. They're like fairy lights and my little decorations. There's a whole bunch of other little clam shells over there. Moon snail or tiger eye, I think they call it, or shark eye, like swirly ones. And then I have the top ones, the turbo tops, and like the spinner, kind of on that shelf, the spiral. And then on this shelf, I have my worm snail shells, some sea glass, this oyster that I Mod Podged, and I think these are olive letter shells. And then I got some from my sister in Florida with some Florida sand that she gave me. And then some like really random small bits in that other one. And then I've got my seashells that I colored out of that coloring book. And some photos that I thought were really cute. And then I think that one over there is called a spider conch because of like the spikes that come out of it. And then the other one is like, I have it on a pillow. It's like my rarest one. It's called like a nautilus, I think it's called. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce that. But it is my rarest one and it's really pretty. I won that off of eBay. I think it was like around 30 something dollars. So I was really lucky to win it at that price. And then here is the Florida Queen conch with all the mermaids. And I've got my One Piece girls. And believe it or not, guys, if you love mermaids, they have like figures here and there on Amazon and eBay, but they're not really nice. They're just like these statues that are like mediocre. And I was like, oh, let me look at anime girl mermaids. And there are barely any. There's just this princess mermaid from One Piece mainly. So Boa was gonna compliment her. That's also why I wanted to get that figure to complement the other One Piece character. But yeah, it's really hard to find mermaids that are anime girls and nice quality. Oh, and I also just went to Home Goods before I recorded this video, right? And I found this cup and I was like, that's a really cute concept. I like that it opens and closes, and I can see you putting like shrimp and cocktail sauce in this or any other little hors d'oeuvre. I don't know how good it would be to drink out of it, but I'm going to use it for a stand for a future mermaid blind box toy that I plan on getting. So I hope you guys really liked this first episode of Mermaid Mail and liked my haul, and I hope you guys can help me figure out the shells if you are also collectors. I want to hear from you guys and hear what you think of this series. I can't wait to get to more shells in my collection and keep going with this. Thank you guys so much.